Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and this is for 12th December 2020. And as all of us know, we are revising the entire syllabus and we are having a quick revision notes. And today we are revising chapter number 15, plant growth and development. And you must note that this chapter has got limited topics for your batch, that is the various hormones and their influence on plant growth and development. You need not study full chapter, it's only the hormones. So just for the memory's sake, I'll just go through fast so that we can focus on the hormones. So root, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds arise in orderly manner in plants. The sequence of growth is as follows. Plants complete their vegetative phase to move into reproductive phase, in which flower and fruits are formed for continuation of life cycle of a plant. That's how we have defined what is a flower. Flower is the reproductive unit of plant. And of course, fruits, inside the fruits there will be seeds, and inside the seeds embryo will be there, and embryo gives rise to new life. Hence both flower as well as fruit are very important in a plant. Development is some of the two processes. One is the growth, another is the differentiation. So intrinsic and extrinsic factors control the process of growth and development in plants. Intrinsic, the one that is inside the plant, like hormones, and the extrinsic, the one that is outside the plant's life, that is light, water, humidity, salinity. All these factors definitely influence the process of growth and development in plants. So this is the cycle, life cycle. So you have a seed and a seedling, and grows to plantlets. Plantlets become mature plants, and mature plant flowering plants, and flower gives rise to fruits, and fruits will bear the seeds, and seeds will have the embryo. So the life cycle goes on. Growth is a permanent or irreversible increase in dry weight, size, mass or volume of cell, organ or organism. It is internal or intrinsic in living beings. All living beings grow and develop, we say. So one of the characteristics of living things is to exhibit growth and development. So growth is a permanent one. It is an irreversible one. So because of the growth, height will be there, weight will be there, volume will be there, addition of cells will be there, addition of organs will be there, organism as a whole will have all these. So it is an internal or intrinsic force. In plants, growth is accomplished by cell division. We call it mitosis. Increase in cell number and cell enlargement. So growth is possible because of two reasons. One, addition of cells. Cell number keeps on increasing. Second, the cells, once they increase their numbers and become stable, then each cell starts enlarging, occupying larger space. So growth is quantitative phenomena because it is adding numbers, which can be measured in relation to time. So graphically we can represent this. Plant growth is generally indeterminate due to capacity of unlimited growth throughout the life. Meristem tissues are present at the certain locality of plant body. So for all the growth, the only mesmerizing tissue is the meristem. So meristem is responsible for the lifelong growth of the plants. And animals, including us, we don't grow throughout life because we don't have meristematic tissue. We have the growth up to certain age only, something like 18 to 21 years. After that, no more growth. The plant growth, in which new cells are always being added to plant body due to meristem, is called open form of growth. Root apical meristem and shoot apical meristem are responsible for primary growth and elongation of plant body along the axis. And there is something called intercalary meristem. So you have got a typical meristem or axial meristem, and you have got what we call the center one and the intercalary, in between the calary. Located nodes, see, nodal points, vegetative nodes will be there. Produce buds and new branches in plants. Like here, you can see shoot apical. This is the stem, and in the stem, shoot area, the tip area of the shoot will have meristem. Because of that, growth will be there. So shoot apical meristem. And similarly, root apical meristem. Both are on the tip of the root, tip of the shoot. And then centrally there is intercalary, which is vascular cambium formation takes place because of that. Secondary growth in plants is the function of lateral meristem. Secondary growth is because of this. That is vascular cambium and cork cambium. And is growth measurable? Definitely. At cellular level, growth is the increase in amount of protoplasm. It is difficult to measure the increase in amount of protoplasm, but increase in cell number and cell size can be measured, definitely. The parameter used to measure growth is increase in fresh weight. How many kgs weight has increased? Dry weight, length, is it centimeters or meters? What is it? And area that it occupies, volume that it occupies, and of course how many numbers of cells are present. All these parameters are not used for every kind of growth, only for certain. So is there any phase in the growth? Yes, definitely there are three phases of growth. One is the formative phase, phase of enlargement, phase of maturation. So in formative phase, it is also called the phase of cell formation or cell division. Mitosis takes place. It occurs at root apex, that is root tip, shoot tip, and other regions having meristematic tissue. The rate of respiration is very high in the cells undergoing mitosis division in formative phase. Second, once the mitosis takes place, lot of cells are formed, n number of cells are formed, then the cells enter into the second stage, that is phase of enlargement. Once the formative phase is over, second stage, phase of enlargement takes place. Newly formed cells produced in formative phase undergo enlargement. Enlarging cells also develop vacuoles that further increase the volume of the cells. The girth of the area keeps on increasing, and the circumference of the cell also increases. Cell enlargement occurs in all directions with maximum elongation in conducting tissue and fibers. As you are seeing, there will be 360-degree growth. And the third phase is phase of maturation. Once the cells numbers are increased, enlargement has taken place, then comes the maturation. That is, the enlarged cells develops into special or particular type of cells by undergoing structural and physiological differentiation. This is important. If every cell that is formed is round, then the whole organism becomes round, a football, a basketball. But that is not the case. Depending upon the function, depending upon the location, the cells undergo differentiation. And once they undergo differentiation, they are meant to perform a particular function. To do that particular function, they have to move to a particular location. So there will be change of location as well as function. Hence, that phase of differentiation will decide the shape of the organism also. And growth rate, increase in growth per unit time is called growth rate. Growth rate may be arithmetic or geometrical. Arithmetic growth, the rate of growth is constant, and increase in growth occurs in arithmetic progression, like 2 cells, 4 become 6, 6 become 8, like that. It is found in root as well as shoot tissues. LT is equal to L0 plus RT, that is length after some time is equal to length at the beginning, that's why L0, and growth rate at X times. So arithmetically the growth can be in this fashion, and then you can see there is a sudden spurt of growth in the graphical representation that we are doing. So in within no time the growth is taking place among the plants. The geometric growth here, initial growth is slow, as you are seeing here, 1 or 2 cells, increase rapidly thereafter. Look at that. Every cell divides. The daughter cells grow and divide, and the granddaughter cells that result in exponential growth. So geometrical growth is common in unicellular organisms when growing in nutrient-rich medium, but condition is there should be good nutrition. So geometric rate will be in this fashion, whereas exponential phase, look at that, exponential growth, and it's forming a S curve. We call it sigmoid curve. So sigmoid growth curve consists of fast dividing exponential phase and stationary phase. It is typical of most living organisms in their natural environment. So to begin with, it is slow process, and then suddenly there is a spurt. It's going up, and then it is coming parallel to the x-axis. So this is a typical S-shaped curve, sigmoid curve. So exponential growth can be represented as W1 is equal to W0 ERT. Here W1 is the final size, W0 is the initial size, R is the growth rate of growth, T is the time factor, of course, time of growth, and E is the base of natural log, that is 2.7. So quantitative comparison between growth of living system can be made by measurement and comparison of total growth per unit time is called absolute rate. And the second, the growth of a given system per unit time expressed on a common basis is called relative growth rate. And conditions for growth, and lot many conditions will be there, and development will take place, and we will discuss